former UFC champion, the world's strongest man, and Butterbean walk into a bar. Sounds like a joke, right? But it happens, and we have it here on MMA Confidential. Hey everybody, I'm Cara Castranova for inasectv. On May 21st, former UFC heavyweight champion Tim Sylvia will take on former world's strongest man Mayorga-Din Pudzianowski at Moosin, God of Martial Arts. One of the promoters for the event is the infamous Eric Butterbean Esch. Our own God of Martial Arts, Bruce Kivo, was at the press conference to learn more about the upcoming heavyweight fight.
MMA Confidential here at the press conference for Tim Sylvia versus Mayorga-Din Pudzianowski.
We knew Mr. Pudzianowski had been training for a while over in Poland, and Mr. Sylvia was looking for another big test. We talked to Mr. Cox. Mr. Cox, his manager, said, it'd be a really interesting fight to see the world's strongest man against one of the, most feared strikers in mixed martial arts. So the whole concept of this fight is, strength over skill.
Well, when we got involved with Moosin, they wanted us to come up with something. I'm not the typical fighter, so our main event, I want something that's going to say, hey, Butterbean's involved with this. We got a two-time, UFC champion against a five-time world's strongest man. And, one thing that kind of surprised me, Mario saying, the redneck has-been is nothing more than a stepping stone. I'm saying, wow, this is going to be exciting now.
Make no mistake, I am a redneck, and on the 21st, I'm going to show this big boy what the redneck can do.
You think that Tim's experience and Tim's skills in MMA are enough that he can stand, keep his distance, use his striking and reach, and win the fight. But with a guy this big and strong, it's just such an unknown, and that's what makes it interesting.
I need to win, and I need to keep winning and making statements that I want to be back on top again and let everybody know that I got what it takes to be back on top again.
And what does this fight mean to you personally, and what does it mean to you as a man from Poland?
Zawsze godnie Polskę reprezentuję.
I've been representing Poland always with pride, and I've been winning in strongest man, and personally to me, I'm hoping just to keep winning in this area as well, MMA.
And you heard it first, MMA Confidential, and we'll see you at the fights.
Want more? Go to inasectv.com to connect with the world of sports. Real-time updates, blog postings, and all the action you can handle in a sec. inasectv.com, connecting you to the world of sports.
If a fight between a UFC champion and the world's strongest man isn't bizarre enough, check this out. Also in May, former WBA, WBC welterweight champ Ricardo Mayorga will be matched up with MMA veteran Din Thomas. Mayorga is known for his pre-fight antics, and he didn't disappoint at the press conference.
This fight is nothing about MMA being superior to boxing. This fight is totally personal now.
This is not a gimmick. This is an MMA fight. Mayorga is stepping into the world of MMA.
Yo tengo manos de hombre y él tiene manos de niña.
He says you have hands of a little girl and he has the hands of a man.
It's kind of amazing to be able to be the ones putting on such a historical match where you get a true boxer, a relevant boxer, and then you also get, a legendary MMA fighter like Din Thomas.
When I first took this fight, I thought to myself, I said, he's a tough guy, stepping up to MMA. I realize now he's not a tough guy. He's just a dumbass who doesn't know what he's getting himself into.
As a man, as a human being, I have to respect him, and I do. But as an opponent, I don't.
This is not some washed-up boxer, some guy that's on his last legs fighting some guy that's on his way out in MMA. These are guys that are at the top of their game.
What does this fight mean to you as an MMA fighter?
At first it was just another fight, another way for me to challenge myself because I've never fought a pure boxer, especially one of his level. But he really got under my skin and he made this personal for me. So now it's just, I'm going to train even extra hard to really deliver a superb performance that night and take care of this guy.
Bueno, porque siempre.
Not all the time you're going to win. You either lose or win. and he's gonna win him. And he has to talk because that's what he feels inside that he's gonna do to him.
But for this fight, we decided to use a ring just because it's the whole idea of the boxer versus MMA. Dean's fought in the ring before, and from a fan standpoint, it's a better viewpoint.
You think the trash talk is going to really affect any of the fighters?
I think it's going to motivate him a little bit. You know, Dean is a phenomenal athlete, great striker, great ground game, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know, Mayorga is obviously a really powerful puncher, you know, great chin. It's going to be an interesting fight.
I'm inviting the public to please buy this fight because they are going to be well entertained, to make sure they sit down in front of their TV screens and watch from the moment that the bell rings. He says, because under 2 minutes, I'm going to take care of this guy here.
You know, I respect boxing, and I think boxers should respect us. And, you know, obviously he doesn't respect us, so I need to go ahead and put my foot in his mouth.
And you heard it first, MMA Confidential, and we'll see you at the fights.
For more on your favorite athletes, whether they're boxers, mixed martial artists, or even the world's strongest men or women, you can find them all here on the inasectv.com search engine. Just type in your favorite athlete and you'll have access to all their videos, news, and tweets from around the internet. That's it for this edition of MMA Confidential. For Bruce Kivo, I'm Cara Castranova. Thanks for watching.